time to get it.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. Hope everybody had a good day this week. Hope everybody's had a good time. Hope everybody's here. If you're not, don't worry. You can catch us live every. Ooh, I can hear myself very well. You turn me down. Catch us live every Wednesday at 5 o'clock Central PS time. So if you don't catch us live, don't worry. It's not a big deal, but you have us here now. And yes, the Bluebeard is back. And as always, we have Corvo, but in a beautiful 4K?
4K.
4K, okay. 4K, okay. Wow. So I'm laughing here at myself here. Because I said 4K, okay. And that somebody just really made me chuckle. Man, I've had I'm all laughs and smiles right now, but I've had a fucking bad year. You ever had those times? It's just a year just absolutely sucks.
Yes, I have had those on multiple occasions.
Wow, you sound so much better. What the hell you just do?
I swapped the. I didn't realize that it went to the mic on the camera. So I swapped it back to my boom mic.
Okay, about to say holy shit, dude, you're sounding good compared to where I thought you would because you were far away from the mic. It's aye, but hey, good. But I've already been accused of things this year. I've already been hit by 2 times this year. My vehicle. I've had people on Fiverr screw me on multiple occasions this year. For multiple projects. The only person that screwed me up was a Pokeball one, which, I doubt that person would watch it, but if you would do, thank you. That was a great ball. And then I had a horrible time getting my air boot, and everything I've done this year has gone to shit. And I was last week when I was doing the airbrush stream, it was just, I was having a breakdown, and I'm sorry for anybody who's watching. I was just, man, I could not get that dang figurine to paint for nothing without something else bad happening afterwards. Oh, painting me the figurines. I don't know how people do it for a living. I don't. But you're gonna figure out that pain.
What just happened here? Where?
I don't know. I have us pulled up. Let me it was just I was having. Okay.
What?
I'm sorry for anybody who's watching. I'm listening to myself here, so sorry for anybody. This is not get that thing. We're still going.
Yeah. All right.
Anyways, but you'll find out what the displeasure or the troubles of airbrush painting all too soon. You're gonna be painting. You're gonna be painting
Darth Revan's mask.
And you already got it maxed out. You gotta sand it, of course. Sand it to get some if you have any.
I've already hit it with some fine grit.
Okay,
so it should be fine.
But for those kind of prints, the 3D resin prints are really easy to paint on. Just a good little bit of scratching on it won't hurt at all. But otherwise, it's pretty ready to go. But the filament side of 3D printing, those are a little harder to paint on, I find. The paint definitely chips off way easier. Mine was chipping off but it was mostly because if something stuck to it before it was fully dry, it was, still tacky. It was easy to come off in little tiny dots. But the filament side of it, it was just anything touching it any time or anything nicks it, you can feel a big old chunk falling off of it. And it was such a pain in the butt until I realized, I gotta sand it and I gotta prime it and then I gotta paint it. Which also priming it also fills up the little tiny gaps you can see in the print. Cause the little tiny, you know what I'm talking about, those micro layers. You'll see it a lot bit more when you start to paint it. That's why I'm a good filler paint a good filler primer will just fill those gaps up real easy. I'm thinking about painting this one next and try my hand at some micro painting or some with some finger painting. Because
you have fun with that. I print my shit as big as I can print it for a reason.
Well, I wanted her to look like an amiibo, so that's why I made her small. So like if I were to put it like online or stuff like that, like yeah, look a fighter amiibo, and that's or just a character from Nintendo. So, but they never made an amiibo for it. So I'm like, hey, what if I make an amiibo out of it? Let's try it out. And it came out looking pretty good. And I just gotta paint her because right now she's all grayscale. Her booth came out great though. And I'm waiting to do this one because well I do not want to mess this one up. I want to have my strokes and my painting down as best I know I can before I touch this one because I want her to turn out great. You know who she is.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. Now you got an airbrush gun that was an all-in-one.
Yes.
Okay. Now I've seen it before. If you want to show the people here, you can. But
Yeah,
I think I've seen when I first saw one of these things, it was like one of those beauty shows, and they were airbrushing makeup on women.
Yeah, I mean you can use this thing for multiple different things. You use it. A lot of people use it for what they call body paint.
Yeah.
You can also use it for like I'm going to later tonight when I paint that mask. Some people like cake decorators buy that edible paint.
Yeah.
And they use it with one of these so they can just walk around the cake and paint however they want to without having to worry about a cord or something, dragging and hitting the cake and messing it up or anything like that. So this is what he's talking about, guys, is this.
And it's an all-in-one, and that little chamber below is a battery and an air compressor, a little mini air compressor inside of it. I'm assuming a tank too.
That little white button right there is the power on and off.
Okay. Can you hear it? Like, can you hear the air compressor? Like,
just very, very low.
Okay, so yeah, I can't even hear it. So, but it's very cool. I'm interested in seeing how much you can control it. Now, are you gonna do the airbrushing off stream or on stream? That's probably my
on stream.
On stream.
On
okay.
Stream.
So,
I made a makeshift paint booth out of some cardboard boxes I had.
I did that when I first started.
And I'm gonna sit it right here in front of me on this desk. And I'm going to aim my old camera down at it, and I'm going to have me in this camera, and I'm going to kind of do like you, put a reference picture up there so you can see what I'm aiming for.
Yeah.
Doubtful I'll get there, but what I'm aiming for. And then I'm going to sit here and I'm going to paint. And we're going to hope that it turns out decent.
Hey, and trust me, it will look like it's artworks, or as artists always say, it always looks like an ugly duckling when you first start. It looks terrible. Yeah. It looks horrible. But the more and more you work at it, the more it will look better. Heck, I might even take my figurine down because I don't like the way her skin turned out. Like, it turned out a lighter brown. But when look at the reference pictures, it's pretty much like a white person that's been super tan. It has to be so much lighter brown. And I kick myself in the ass right now because I keep on thinking like she's supposed to be a brown character. She's supposed to be a sister in the anime.
I will tell you that I'm planning to, before I go on stream though, put a little paint in it and blow it against some paper just to make sure I get the nozzle as close to what I want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's not something I want to be adjusting on stream. Yeah. But when I get it about how I want to, then it's going to be all about how well it performs and how well I perform, and that's what I'm really aiming to do on stream. Because I mean, you can't blame the equipment if I don't have the nozzle set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with the thing about 3D printing, it's like it is more than just the printing. There's so much more than just the printing.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta print it, you gotta clean it, you gotta sand it, you gotta prime it. If you're gonna paint it, you're gonna paint it. Unless you're doing like me, like with this resin one here. I don't want to paint this. I like this glassy blue looking color.
Mm-hmm.
So this will stay this color. It's all about your preference. Like there's some prints that I print that I print knowing I'm never going to paint them because I just like the way the overall color of that filament is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I doubtful anything I print for Stealthy and Rainbow is going to ever see me paint because the whole purpose of it being rainbow is so you can see the rainbow color throughout the print, you know?
Now, I'm sure also that it would take away from the glory that is the rainbow.
Yeah.
But, you know, at the end of it, you also got to learn how to, you know, sometimes you can just put on a shelf and there you go, you display it. But there's certain things that you got to display. Like for mask, there's certain ways you can display a mask, and I'm sure you've already came up with several ways. I like the one I got. I need to print out more of it, but I want to sell. Like I said, I still have this one printer. I'm just waiting to get off my lazy side and get off my out of my own little mental box of things going horrible this year and get it sold.
The only mask that I have a problem with trying to figure out how I'm going to display it is when I go to put up the Sub-Zero mask because it curves back. I'm not real sure how I'm going to pull that one off yet. I may have to custom design like a mount or something and print it and to use for it. The other one, the one that I'm going to be doing tonight, this one, because it's more of a flat back, you know, you can just about put a hanger up and just hang it, you know.
Yeah, I gotcha. I found a print that had a little ledge at the front of it, so the mask could slide into that, and then a little round thing in the back of it, so it'll keep the mask somewhat forward, and that's how it displays on my wall. Of course, you can't ever see it because it's literally behind this soundboard, which is apparently so dang thick, or other hand you can't even see the mask just the other side of it. But man, my background's a little bit bright today. Oh, I am tired though. I won't lie. I've been getting some pretty bad sleep too, and then I'm waking up with some neck problems. Yeah, so year's been just bad. I got some other problems in my life. I just don't want to air them out on live or on stream or anything like that. But I've had some fun playing with you and your wife.
Yeah.
On Genshin Impact. Now, again, for anybody out there does not know what Genshin Impact is, let me give you a brief synopsis here. Sorry that my bowl's still in my way. I had some cereal. Let's see. Genshin Impact is a free-to-play game. It is multiplayer, as long as you get into a group with people. And otherwise, it's a solo player experience that you can play with up to 4 other players. And it's a Breath of the Wild fantasy / like anime style. It's a gacha game, but it's a gacha game that you have to put a single dollar into it if you don't want to get all the characters. It's not very hard. Just gotta play the game. You get stuff. You take that stuff. You put it in the gacha machine. See what you get. Now, Corvo, what is your experience with this game so far? You've already told me, but I want the audience to feel this.
So, here's my experience with this game. I have to do something different with my key mapping because unlike most games where your number keys are your skills, no, they are your characters that you swap between in battle. And if your finger slips up at the wrong time, you will find yourself using one character that you wasn't expecting to be using in the middle of a place you shouldn't have them.
Yeah, especially when you have an ability on E and ability on Q or R. I can't remember. No, my brain here Q. knows. Yeah, so
Q.
They're right below 1, 2, 3, and 4, which is all the characters you have.
Yep. And I have a bad habit of reaching to hit for Q and hitting 2.
Oh, that's just one of the life's pleasures in this game. Now, you run into a bit of luck that I don't very much luck to me is not really something that I very much believe into, but it's something that this game wants you to believe in, and I believe the game world expires against me because you better have as good luck as I do, especially with Genshin Impact. I would say never, but I don't ever very much just win what I want to go for until like months has passed. I don't got like if you call it luck, I don't got luck in video games.
Right.
I don't like if I would run 10 gotcha machines, I might get character I want, but not the character I want. Like literally it took me to get Mona, it took me when she was already out, it took me probably like 5 months, maybe 6 months to get one. But as soon as I got her, I got another one. It was weird. It was like, I got Mona. Oh, I got another one. Oh, I combined them. Because that's what you can do in that game. You can take characters you've got doubles of and strengthen the other character to have more abilities and stuff like that. But it took me forever to get one character I wanted.
Right. Yeah.
And
out of all the wishes that I've made, I've got one character.
What character from outside of the character they gave you for free?
Yeah.
And is that Noelle?
My wife, however, has only had one wish since she started that she didn't get a character.
And she pulled a double, as far as you told me.
She did. She pulled a double. She got an electric archer, and I'm trying to remember. Oh, and Noelle.
Well, Noelle, you get it automatically when you pull from that chest.
Yeah, but you're not. She got an electric archer as well.
Yeah, that was just her luck fortuning her. But normally, if you pull that from the Noelle one, you automatically get her like automatic, and then you'll get like you have a chance of getting an actual character from that. I guess you call it a box, but it's not a box.
Yeah, she's got a few. I think a few since you got off the other night.
Oh, really? More? Wow, she's running into a slot machine. You need to take her to Las Vegas to see if you get lucky. Then again, you got the ice character as well, the one she got when we were on stream the other day.
Yeah.
Okay, so both you have characters I don't have yet. So I've yet to pull because I want to do it on stream, but I have a chance to pull both of them, so I will probably pull both of them later on. Let's see. Let's switch up the topic here, but little update for anybody here wondering. I have not got my figurine or my fiber guy to send me an update, so I'm still waiting on him. I got my money back from the other guy that tried to jip me. For those who did not know this, he literally gave me a cube with the picture of my character on it, embedded into the picture, going all the way through. That's why you can even see the character. And then I go, cancel order. You are not doing this right. You're not even doing a figurine. He still asked me for, more money.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he asked for more money. So I canceled it on him. By going to fiber. Like, yeah, he literally sent me a cube and he won't cancel the order. So, like, great. They just cancel order for you. They send me an automatic machine too. Like, you might want, next time be sure to talk with your maker and talk things out. I'm like, there's no talking out to this ditwit. I said a figurine, not a cube. I said a keychain, not a cube. And I told him other people will be willing to take his spot if he doesn't want to take the job because it wasn't meeting his requirements of payment. I'm like, dude, if it's not meeting your requirements for payments, then don't take the job.
Agreed.
It's not for you.
I don't know, man. People nowadays have gotten to where they want lots of money for very, very little return.
Mm-hmm. I can feel that. And you think of those who are like, I don't, as you well know, I don't believe in luck. I believe you earn everything you do. But I also believe you earn those who want to help you out, those who want to assist you, those who want to be like, you earn their friendship, but also you earn like their assisting you. And this guy he doesn't want to earn it. He just wanted to just give it to me because I did something. Like, you didn't earn it though.
You didn't do what I asked you to do for what I'm paying you.
Mm-hmm. And like I even told him, like, hey, if you do a good job, like, you know, some motivation, I will give you a second job afterwards, give you more money, you know, things that I'm earning by doing the job and the things I gotta do.
Yep.
It's not like it's a pro quo here, and if you're not willing to do the job, then don't take the job.
Right.
That's one thing I do say I do like about Fiverr, though. It's one thing I like to say, that when you go looking for it, you go on there and you go for a job, you don't have to look for the person or the people to do the job. You could just post up a job and people will take and give you like, hey, I'll do that job either for more or they'll do the job for less, and then you could choose which person you want to accept. And from now on, I'm not accepting anybody that doesn't have a 2-star or a 1 rating or a 2 rating. Everybody else, I'm sorry, blame it on the other like 4 or 5 people that try to screw me over. Blame it on them, because it's not my fault. I try to give small people a chance. I just feel bad because I feel like a bit of like what, I don't know the word for it here, but there's a word for it where you start to not like to deal with people in a certain area or certain ethnics, and they are to, you know, it's not that everybody's to blame, but a small minority of those people are to blame. It's like,
yep,
don't do that to me. I don't want to feel that way. It makes me feel like a horrible person.
Yep.
Just don't. I want to feel like I'm giving everybody a fair chance. And this
makes
guy
you feel terrible.
This guy just ruined it for me. He just ruined it. Come give me a kiss.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, honey. Love you.
Love you.
Wow, what a good kiss. She's glad the beer is back to blue. Oh man, if I did what scared anybody, so I didn't post it up. But if I would have showed you what my beard looked like after the bleach, holly jolly Christmas. These eyebrows had some competitiveness with this beard afterwards. People,
you mean I wouldn't have been able to see the beard either, huh?
Oh man, the beard was like, it was ghostly. It worked. It definitely worked, and it wasn't as.
It was orange.
It was orange and very much blonde. But anyways, it is not as bad to breathe, because normally you bleach your beard, right? You have to bleach right here, and the fumes are going where?
Straight up your nose.
Straight up your nose and into your mouth. So I had like a hair water thing. Like, you take a picture. I'll pull it up here on my channel. I took a picture of that at least, but. Stealthy saw it, and she was I guess laughing about it a little bit here. Here we go. This was me last night. Oops. So yeah, that was me last night, and I was not having fun with that, but it was the only way to keep the fumes from getting into my nose, so I could actually breathe. Normally the fumes are way worse than that, but the fumes were that terrible, but it worked with almost in one coating. It was one coat and it just worked. It wasn't one of those one coats, oh, I gotta put a little here, a little bit there. No, just one coat, done and done. And that was oh yeah, I could barely even see it. But anyways, yeah, I'll get the idea. But I'm glad that I don't work in an office like you do, because I'm able to do this since I'm a delivery driver. Not many people see me, so I'm able to go everywhere I need to and deliver food.
Yeah, I promise you, if it wasn't in the handbook, bro, my shit would be all kind of colors.
I just don't want people to think I'm a part of a certain group. You know what I'm saying? That I'm not really part of just because my beard is blue. It's like, I'm not really part of that group. I just like blue, okay? Anything to do with a face mask if you need to be. Oh yeah, anything can be a face mask if you need to be. It was gonna have to work. It's gonna have to, because I need to be able to breathe. Because sometimes I've bleached my beard. I literally sit in front of a fan just so I can breathe, because it'll knock all the fumes away from my mouth and my nose, so I can actually take a breath in. It was pretty bad, but this stuff wasn't. If anybody that wants to know what I was using Manic Panic's bleach, blue version, whatever. And then, of course, blue dye afterwards to dye the beard that is now pet friendly. My wife would not let me buy it unless it was pet friendly or cruelty free. Like she would not.
Yeah, Stealthy wouldn't have bought it to begin with either if it wouldn't have been.
Every time I see like, cruelty free, environmental friendly and all these other like slogan stuff, I'm like, are you actually this? Or are you just using it as marketing slogan?
Propaganda to sell the product, probably.
Yeah, I don't really like always feel comfortable with like, are you actually though? Like, are you? Please? Don't be just selling this and upselling to get me to sell out of me, because it's like I really don't want to support somebody that's putting this stuff on pets. Of course, every time I get some in, my wife's like, "Can you put some on the animals?" I'm like, "No." Like, why? It's cruelty free. Because it's cruelty free because it's not been tested on animals. We're not testing it on animals. Like, there's a difference in that. I didn't notice.
Yeah, it's no longer cruelty free if you put it on the animal.
Yeah. It's okay on my skin so far. I just want to find out if my dogs will have like an allergic reaction. Like my cat would be easiest though, because she's like all white. Turn to a big.
Come here, kitty. We're gonna make you a stripy kitty.
I'm gonna make you into one big blue blur. Sometimes she gets the zoomies and she just books around the house. I'll turn to a big blue blur. Not a problem at all. But I can't do that. I thought if I did do it, I was like, I'll try to put some stripes on her, right? Just some stripes, because that'd be pretty cool.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I'd be to run around there and tape some spots off so you couldn't get it on there, and everything exposed would be blue. And then when I pull the tape off, you have white stripes everywhere.
Yeah, I just doing it to the animal. I don't know. I don't feel like that'd be a safe thing. Oh, I also didn't mention, like, I got this figurine. Right? I ordered this on Facebook. This hammer's broken. I had to glue it back together. And I got my money back on this too. So, like, everything I'm buying and getting is either, and then, of course, packages that were supposed to be in here, like, a week ago, took over a week to get to me. Just, like I said, my year's just been shit. This hammer's broken. I glued it back together, but it's not like, you can tell when you pull it apart that it's been glued back together, but once it's on its hand, you can't very much tell. But I bought this figurine just for this hammer, so I could put it on my other figurine that's hammer was broken. Because someone knocked it over. I'm like, okay, I'll just buy this one, replace it. It won't be a broken one, because I have so many broken figurines behind me, believe it or not. And I want one that's not broken for once.
Hey, you look like you're from the Hunger Games, bro.
Hunger Games? Was there a guy with a blue beard in Hunger Games? I didn't watch it. So
I think they're just making reference to the fact that everybody had some kind of shiny color on them in the upper class.
Okay, but say, wasn't the upper class that was like the Richie folks?
Yep.
Okay, so I am
You could be the next game master with the white eyebrows and the blue beard. Yeah. There you go.
Okay, I joked about this before, and I've already made up my mind. But I don't know when I'm gonna do it. I want to try it out. I'm gonna put myself on Fiverr and do some voice lines in one of my few voices that I have, and see if anybody take on it. And of course, I'm gonna show myself. Like this would be my what's it called when, like, you take a photo of yourself to, like, your resume or whatever.
Your portrait.
My portrait to be me, blue beard and blonde eyebrows. It's like, yeah, hire me as a voice actor. I'll do great. Lala? Hey, Lala. She's scratching on the box behind me.
Vader, be quiet.
Is Vader your bird? Lala.
No, Vader is my cat. My cat.
Okay, what's your cat doing?
He is trying to get Daddy's attention by doing the cat.
Oh, so she wants food.
Yeah.
Just like I want you to hit that like button.
Wow. Working right in there, baby.
Uh, mm.
You know what? One day I'm gonna get me a over the neck controllable light, so that when you do that, I'm gonna hit it. It's gonna be like red light distance. You just pimped yourself out. Boom.
I got you somewhere. We got to get to 100 sometime. We're still stuck at 81 for the past 2 weeks or so. Help me get the name around them. Just tell your friends. It's simple, right? Tell them, grab their phones from them, hit the like button on my stream for me or my channel, and that'd be great. Yeah. Anyways, so what have you been up to lately?
I finally pulled, like I showed you earlier, that resin printer. Pulled the resin printer out and worked on it, and obviously it's working now. You seen the print. Found out what my biggest issue was the first time I tried to run it was that I didn't have the gap set right.
Okay.
So it didn't do the first 2 layers right. So it just stopped basically printing.
Okay, that sucks.
It made the motions, but because the gap was wrong, it wasn't making the layers on top of each other. It just stopped making layers. It was just making motion because it was getting further and further away from the light source.
Uh-huh. And I guess you're finding a big old flat piece stuck to your little release sheet.
Well, no, it was just floating.
Oh.
It was floating.
Well, that's even worse. God given. Okay, well.
I got it right this time. Like I said earlier, I got it right. That's how that come out. Come out pretty good. If I had gotten supports under the hand of that Raptor, it'd come out perfect. I just didn't realize where I needed to put them, but I think I've got that worked out now.
Now, when you hit it with your air gun, your heat gun, how long did you hit it for?
Oh, I hit it for a while.
Okay.
And it wasn't me. It was Stealthy. Stealthy stood there with it for a while.
So, did you notice any change in it when you were doing that?
I didn't see any change at all. Her biggest thing is she was trying to make sure it wasn't going to turn into a puddle of goo.
Yeah.
You know? But nah, I didn't see any change in like the transparency or nothing of it, but who knows how, who knows how if I'd left it there longer, what would have happened.
Yeah, my brain is thinking like, could you possibly put it in the oven, very low heats, and then like maybe it will get to the center of it, and then like warm it up, and then slowly to the outward of it, and then maybe it will clear up a little bit more. But I don't really know. That's a safe idea without it turning into a puddle of resin, because I wouldn't want to print something out and you pull it out of the oven, and now it's a flat piece of goo, formerly known as a resin print. Right.
But I tell you what, I took it to work and I showed it to everybody, and they were just awe-inspired.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised your job might not like already have a 3D printer there or something like that to test run some few parts.
They've had me make some test mock-ups, of sizes of stuff before they order it for them before.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't doubt that in the future we don't get something like one of those aluminum printers or something like that.
Yeah.
Because we do deal with a lot of custom parts, and it would be easier if we just had somebody that could run a printer and literally print the part.
Yeah, print it out, and then that'd be a job right there, and the job that someone must, be able to do and put together, and then run it, and then test out the size and measurements, and there we go, job.
I got a guy that's at work that he does some PLA printing, and he's come by and looked at a couple of my prints a couple times that I have sitting on my desk, and he he really likes them. And then he come by today, and I showed him this resin print. And like within 10 minutes of him getting back to his desk, he was messaging me, "Send me the link to that printer you bought. I want to know what kind of printer it is."
There's more than just that one. There's a lot of them.
I know.
Because my printer, like I would say, it's really easy. All you had to do, really, to tell it to go home, which would bring the bed all the way down to the floor. Make sure the screws where the beds are, for the bed is loose. So when it pushes down to the floor, it's flush against it. And then you tighten it. Once it's flush and tightened, you just bring it back up, put up put the SKU for your printer and whatever slicer you're using, and go. Like, it was super easy. Of course, it also was helpful that like the slicer I had or I got, like all I had to tell it was which printer I was, and I already had a presetting for it.
Yeah, my program that come with mine was the same way. So my program covers 3 different models of the brand printer that I got.
Mm-hmm.
All I do is go in and pick the right one, and it pretty much had everything preset. And then for mine, you don't let it go all the way down and touch. You take a piece of paper and lay it on there, and it goes all the way down until you feel a little drag on it, and then you lock the screw in place, and that's it. Once you're done with that, you don't ever have to touch that again. You can just unscrew a knob and pull the whole thing off, and slide it back on and screw the knob on, and it's right back in the same position it was where you left it.
Okay, so you do PLA. Most prints do PLA. Most of them either do it from the spool version down to the resin version. Now, I don't know what difference from the PLA from the resin to the spool, but there is a difference. There is a difference. I just don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because one's a solid and one's a liquid, but they both turn out to be a liquid in the end, and they both turn out to be very much a solid at the end too. So, I saw someone the other day take a glue gun and turn a glue gun into a dispenser for filament.
Yeah, like a filament pen.
Yeah, but they took a regular glue gun and like pimped it out and then made it to a filament gun like you have.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the heck? Why would you? It's a glue gun.
Dude, let me tell you what I did. Let me tell you, you go like this. This is something I did with my print pen, right?
Yeah.
So I took some scraps of some of the neutral I had, and we had a drawer in our refrigerator. And one side of it, the edge had broken, so it didn't want to sit up on the track in the fridge.
Yeah.
I took it out, dried it off, let it get to room temperature, and literally took the pen and printed right back the edge right back into it.
Huh.
And it got hard, and it worked.
It just worked. Okay.
Basically, I repaired a plastic drawer with a plastic dispensing pen.
You know, I was thinking about trying something kind of like that, but with the resin stuff. Because, like, for everybody does not know, like, resin, it turns into a plastic afterwards. And I have a UV light, and I'm thinking about taking like some other things that are not from a 3D printer and just putting some of that resin on it, and then hit it with my UV light here, and just see what if it sticks together. Kind of like what you did, but with resin, because like it's kind of like a glue, but it's not. It's like it's not a glue until I hit it with this. The problem is then curing it afterwards would be a pain in the ass. You just stand there like this the entire time, just going, "Come on, get hard." Yeah, that's what she said.
You've never heard that before, have you?
Anyways, I don't have that problem in my life. Not yet. I'm too young. No, if that happens in my age right now, I will literally say it would be my worst year of my life. Then again, I don't know if anything could get, well, knock on wood, it definitely could get worse this year. The year's not even over yet. The year's not even over, and everything's going to shit. There's so many things I want to get off my chest, but I can't because it's probably not appropriate. Let's see. We
can have that conversation offline.
Yeah, but speaking of like a bad luck, I would say. Okay, so this is a bit of the things that happened this past week. You know as well as I do. When I'm not playing Genshin Impact, I play normally lately been playing Final Fantasy Online.
Right.
Okay, so I've mentioned this before. Asmongold, for those who don't know, Asmongold is the biggest streamer on World of Warcraft, and at one point he was the biggest streamer on Twitch after Ninja left. But then QC or QXA or whatever his name is came the biggest one. But anyways, Asmongold was huge, and he was very much against playing Final Fantasy Online for a while because of the kind of a anime QIE theme to it at some point that he didn't feel comfortable playing the game, but he was finally brought into it and he finally decided he was to play the game on stream. And I bring this up for a reason because I believe that this shows you that why this game is such a good game. He went to play the game on stream, and the moment he started playing the game, the moment you start playing the games, you can get friend invites in this game, all right? So the first thing you see is normally a cutscene to get you into the story. And all you see is back to back to back to back for at least 5 minutes of friend invites, friend invites, friend invite, friend invite, friend invite, over and over. And this guy's just ignoring it the entire time. And then he gets into the game. Well, of course, there's already people surrounding him. You know, being little titchy little kids. And then if you go to a certain area of the game, each area is kind of like its own server, and its capacity, which is not small, can only hold so many people in that area at one time. Well, right. He would try to go to areas that was filled to capacity that he could not enter the area that he needed to go to because people were all there filling up the area's capacity, and that's a large number, and spamming shit. And then when he was out in the world, people were like getting in front of him with just large mounts so you couldn't see the NPCs, and they, were just being just dicks. All about it. Well, that's the reason why I love about this game. The Square Enix, the maker of the game, are now banning those people.
Yeah, baby.
Like, how many games have you played that people they actually ban people for actually being they actually take steps to take?
I've only ever played one that was like that. When I played Fiesta Online, they weren't no joke. You broke the rules. Your ass. If you weren't banned, your character was locked in Fiesta prison for at least 3 or 4 days. Meaning, you could log in, but you know what your character seen? A jail cell. They literally built a jail for your ass.
That is pretty nice to say. That's pretty. I like that. That is some justifiable reason right there. I like so many games nowadays.
I might have went to Fiesta prison once or twice.
But it is so annoying when you play a game and you feel like the devs are just they're just there to give you to take your money. Like, oh, you have a problem? We may fix it. We don't know.
I would laugh because they would have events where, the server masters or whatever would be on.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, all right, we're going to do this event. And they'd set the event off. And they would tell you before the event started what the rules were. And they would literally sit there and watch you. And if you broke the rules, they would just smite you themselves. You'd be like, hey, I stole his mom. Dead. Why am I in jail?
Yeah, World of Warcraft used to be kind of like that. Some devs would be running around literally as giraffes, be running around the map as these weird NPC mobs, and they would come running up to you and just one shot you because you're misbehaving out in the world. Sometimes they just pop in as a low level character and they just destroy you and or take care of you or
Dude. One of the funniest things I seen when I was playing Fiesta is this group had figured out that they could make money by going and farming in-world money or gems or stones and then selling them to people offline. Like, they'd be like, hey, you give me $20 and I'll go get you 30 silver, which might take you months and months and months to earn,
Yeah.
And the devs found out about it. And they're like,
go sell it.
Fine. So they pop in as a level 5 or 6 character, and they're like, yeah, we need some, Stardust or whatever. So they'd go off and they'd go do all the work for 2 weeks, earning all this shit, Come back, they'd set up a meeting time, they'd meet in game, they'd go to do a trade, and they'd be like, you're banned. And we're taking all the shit you just made.
Hope you had fun. Bye. Like that's to me. It's like that's,
And then you would know it happened because you'd be running around and suddenly your inventory would be like, you received such and such. Yep, a dub caught somebody, and the way they dealt with it is they banned them, and they would equally disperse it amongst the people in the area.
so you just might be just chilling. You're like, hey, oh, thank you, and he just flew off. What the heck?
No, he wouldn't come to you. It shit. They would just hit a couple of keystrokes and it just show up in your inventory.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe like they were gonna run up to you and like trade. Take.
No, you just be like randomly sitting there chilling doing mimics. And why do I suddenly have 12 vitality scrolls? Where the hell did this shit come from? I don't know, but I'll take it.
I'll take it. But yeah, again, it's like that's what I like about like because I'm not saying the culture is amazing or great or the best it is, but Japanese people just don't give a given about people and their beliefs or thoughts or opinions on something. If they think it's bad, they just take care of it. It's like, nope, we're not having this. Like, oh, we're just having fun. You're ruining fun for other people. Bye. Don't care.
Yep.
That to me is just, I love that. They just don't care. If it's messing up their game, messing up their fun, they will literally, they don't care about losing a customer for that one subscription or whatever.
The purpose of the game, if you stay true to the game, the whole purpose of the game is for people to have fun. You developed it so people would have fun.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, money, yes, money is nice. You can earn money off of a well-developed game, but that's not what you originally built it for. Hell, most games are developed because somebody wanted to make one that they had fun playing.
Yeah. And one of the mounts they were using was literally, okay, you may not be used to this jargon, but here's a quick jargon for you. They're called wells in video games, meaning that these wells in the video games, they spend a lot of money on in the game shop. They're called wells.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But in Final Fantasy, they literally have a well mount that can hold up to like 10 people at one time. And it's huge. And it's apparently a big controversy in the game because how big it is. And people were buying these well mounts and like setting right in front of admin's view so you couldn't click on the NPC. And getting all up in his face. And some people were running around with like super hard mounts to get in this game. And we're doing the same thing. Just to annoy him. I'm like you spend that money or you took all that time to get that mount and now you're banned? Has to be some justice right there. Like you wasted your time, and then okay, so all this started because somebody on Twitter didn't like Asmongold because Asmongold, he does things a certain community, a furry community, if you catch what I'm dressed here, is weird. And I would kind of agree, it's kind of weird. Okay, we all have that thing that he just thinks it's weird, right? And he thinks anime's a little weird. He likes Berserk. Berserk is a great anime. He loves that one. He knows about Berserk. He loves that anime. But not every anime he very much enjoys, and he does make fun of it now and then. And he has given fantasy in the past some bit of a slack, or gives a slack because the games, it is not for everybody. I get that. And this guy was like, let's go on there and constantly report Asmon for everything he does. Let's go and make sure he can't play this game. This guy was making a queue of people, a group of people to bug Asmongold the entire time he was playing the game. And then he goes and broadcasts on Twitter about how much he hates Asmongold and doesn't like him. And then a World of Warcraft dev called Asmon an asshole. And both of them got their upcoming. The guy that got the group of people to all harassment also got banned from Final Fantasy game. And the dev that called Asmon an asshole because he criticizes his game, he privated his account because people were giving him so much shit because he called Asmongold an asshole because Asmongold criticizes his game.
People like that need their ass whooped.
It's like it's like me, right? If everybody out there doesn't understand the premise of this, it's like me being on my stream and someone giving me money and me not being there to provide a stream or entertainment. And over the years, I take the thing you put so much money into it, and I make it worse and worse, and I get lazier and lazier and lazier about it because, well, I already got your money, so why do I need to work, do the song and dance for you when I could just take your money and just keep on, just doing as little effort as I can, and
right.
then someone calls me an asshole for doing so little work, and I take it I take it to heart. It's like, oh my God, I work so hard for this stuff, and you call me a piece of shit. You call me trash. It's like, no, if I'm doing that, call me out on it.
Right.
So like, would it be you, like your job, right? You just just slowly start, going from fixing the computer all the ways to half-assing it, and then.
Yeah. No, in my job, when they do that, I click a button and they can't do their job no more.
Yeah. Or you get fired. So, you do your job or you're fired. It's just, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And people just, like, again, they want to put very little work into something and they want to get all the money for it. Yep. And then if someone calls their work, garbage, well, they get all huffy. It's like, my work is not garbage. No, you, sir, are garbage.
Absolutely. I can't. Stealthy would tell you that inside the video game world, when I'm playing a game, I have a very low tolerance for what I call dumb shit.
Yeah.
To the point that I only play with people that I know and I trust. Like, you and Stealthy, I play with all day long. Some random Joe in the game, not saying random Joe's a bad person, but more than likely, I'm not gonna play with that person. Don't know them, have had to deal with too much dumb shit because I was trying to be kind and work with average Joe. Mm-hmm. And I'm, as my dad would say, I'm too old for the dumb shit now. I just want to play and have fun.
Oh, goodness gracious. Too old. I try to remind myself like how old I am, but I don't feel that way. But then certain things happen to me. It's like, oh, yep, I am old. Never mind. Yep.
You don't feel old because you love your games and you love your hobbies and stuff like that. But then there's those mornings where you got to jump out of bed and you're like, oh shit, yep, yeah, I'm definitely older than I thought I was.
I thought I woke up today and I was 12. Nope, I'm not.
No, you're not swell, you're just swollen.
Oh, goodness gracious.
BMW, baby, BMW.
Oh, yeah, I'm still like, okay, the BMW was so low to the ground, you only had to fall into the vehicle. And then of course, it had those seats, right, that like try these little curves back here going forward as if I'm some racing vehicle trying to, do the Daytona 500. I'm not doing the Daytona 500. Make a comfortable seat, dang it. I don't understand that at all. Like, racer seats, they're good for you. No, they're not. No, they're not. Oh, goodness gracious. And of course, I've also been, like, most of the time, we watch a lot of Netflix. They just now started, of course, not on Netflix, but they started another season of The Time I Was Resurrected as a Slime. Season, like, 2, part 2. It's kind of weird, but I'm so glad they started that back up again because I love that anime. Of course, finished Ragnarok. I haven't watched anything on Netflix on Ragnarok since then. Have you got to watch a Bo Burnham thing yet?
Yes, I did. Give me a minute. I'll be right back. I hear something.
All right, go handle it. Handle it. Kids are in the background and they went to the door, so I'm assuming that they're probably misbehaving. So he's gonna go and settle them straight. I don't have no kids, so I wouldn't know how that feels. of course, now I'm thinking about kids. The other day, I saw something like really dumb online. It was like a meme. I don't know if it's a meme or somebody was being serious, but it was a person on TikTok that it went, it was people like telling her it wasn't right for her to marry her cousins because her kids would come out being special. And she's like, that's not the problem. We don't want kids anyway. It's like, huh? You don't want kids anyway? You're still marrying your cousin, though. And of course, I believe a lot of people in other countries still think, marrying your cousin in the South is a normal thing. It's not a normal thing at all. It can literally be done everywhere. But I think more people were dumber in certain other parts of the country than the South. But they believe in everything and anything that the media tells them. That's all I'm going to say. If you believe everything the media tells you, you're an idiot. Oh, goodness gracious. But again, real quick for anybody here that's not hit the like button already or hit that subscribe button, let me go ahead and give a quick shout out here. Me and Corvo both stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/GrumpyBear, or for him, twitch.tv/Corvo Ninja. And of course, down below, you see all the links of our social media if you want to hit us up there. I stream every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. I used to stream a lot more than that, but I had to cut it down because it wasn't financially valid to stream as much as I was. And of course, Corvo streams. He streams more than me, honestly. But he streams his 3D printing. So you ever interested to see how 3D printing works and see it in real time? Go to his channel and you'll see it, of course, later this evening or maybe or so. You'll see him airbrush his mask. Now I got printing. You won't see it that well, but it's right here. I painted this figurine right here. It's of a certain character from My Hero Academia, and I have the mini version of it. Where is it at? Where is it at? Did I knock it over? Okay, well, I thought I had it near me, but apparently I must have moved it or it fell and I just don't see it at this very moment. Shoot. I don't know where it is. Where is it? Anyways, so if you want to see it, you might have to go check the VODs on my channel. I think I did okay. I just had a lot of problems with it. I spilled paint on me like 4 or 5 times and paint on the floor and on my lap. And then, you would paint one spot and another spot would go bad. It was just, painting stuff is hard, and I don't know how people do it for a living. But there's one YouTuber that I don't know if anybody ever seen before, that she paints welcome back. She paints figurines, 30 figurines, and she makes them look as close to the anime style in the anime show itself. So you look at it, you think you're looking like a picture of the character in the anime, but it's actually a figurine. You ever seen this before, Corvo?
No, I have not.
Let me send you a quick link to this girl. She's Japanese, and I'm gonna pull it up on stream for everybody else to see it on themselves. So I'm gonna pull up a little higher. That should be work right there. Hopefully y'all can see that. If not, there we go. Hopefully y'all see that. Anyways, so this girl is painting this figurine of a character from My Hero Academia, and she does such a good job. I want to watch it, more of it, but you'll see the picture there, Corvo, of what I'm talking about here, and it looks like a figurine. It's a full figurine from the show, but it's a 3D print, and she paints it to look like that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That to me is nuts. Of course, she uses the airbrush too, but that looks like a drawing. Like, that looks flat. But it's an actual figurine that you can spin around. It's so cool. I want to be able to do that.
Amazing.
I would like.
That's insane.
So, do you take care of your noise problem back there?
Yeah, I took care of it. I had to go save the oldest one from the youngest one.
Brotherly love. I remember that.
Well, I took Ethan to spend some present money today, and apparently Big brother decided to grab what little brother had spent his money on, and that's not a good idea.
Yeah, not when Daddy Bear's at home. The kids have been there a lot more often, I guess, lately.
It's summer. It's summer, so they weren't at mom's for school to be left over there.
Okay, gotcha. But to say they've been sure I've been seeing them in the background a lot more often of lately. It's like, they're ever present nowadays. Okay, so here's a bit of a news. I don't know if you maybe seen it yourself, but Nintendo has released a new Nintendo Switch. Have you seen this thing yet?
I seen the news.
Okay, so I'm gonna get your thoughts on it. Be thinking of what your thoughts on it. I'm gonna give a quick overview of this new version of Nintendo Switch. I definitely air quoting this in my opinion. New version. It's a OLED screen. The screen is slightly bigger. Has the same battery. It's white or silver. Its docking station has an Ethernet port in it, and yeah, that's it. That is it, and it's $50 more than the Nintendo Switch is right now. So it gives the LED screen. It's not 4K. It doesn't have a new chip inside of it. Doesn't have a new graphics inside of it. Doesn't have new joysticks. That, the joysticks have problems on Nintendo Switch. And it only has this LED screen and an Ethernet port and the docking system. And the screen is just slightly bigger. That's what they did, and they made it $50 more. What's your thoughts on
it? Okay, so I don't think technically that should be counted as a new version of a Nintendo Switch. Upgraded version, maybe, but not a new version.
Mm-hmm.
The price point, honestly, the price point don't bother me that much because I know what the components would cost for them to put a network card into the dock, plus the components that would be required to make that screen slightly larger, and that's about the price difference.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't bug me. What bugs me is them trying to sell it off like it's a new version when it's really just an upgraded model.
Yeah. And they are, people have been hearing for a long time with, a Nintendo Switch Pro, and 4K, and they're going to have a higher processing in it, and stuff like that. We just want, Nintendo, I doubt you ever see this, but we just want a slight, quality of life improvement to the Switch, make it where it can run your games at a higher frame rates than it already is in some games, because some games it does chug along a little bit. It doesn't slow down, but it does drop, in frames. Hyrule Warriors much, and I want the game to be, good frame rates and keep it up with my characters and not chug it along, and maybe better battery life, and a screen update was nice, but a way to store up multiple cartridges in your system if you have multiple, that you don't have to worry about, carrying with you all the way or all around the house. You can just plug it to the cartridge machine and walk around the house and keep on playing. And you want to switch, you can switch because it's in the cartridge machine. There was so many people were coming up with these ideas and what they think the next Nintendo Switch Pro was. And that was one of my favorite ideas. I like cartridges. I don't like digital. I don't know about you. Do you like digital games?
I like having the physical copies from a standpoint. I've always been one of those people like to have my hands on what I own. But I will say the one benefit that I do like to digital is being able to not have to tote cartridges around.
Yeah, but they're so small into the Switch. They're barely barely noticeable. But I like owning it as well because my mind is, if something ever happens to the digital, or let's say the PlayStation Vita, if they just shut down the service, I don't lose my catalog of video games. I keep all of them because they're physical. So I go, I want to play this game physical in game.
That's why I have a 4-tier filing cabinet, son.
Hope nothing ever gets corrupted.
3 out of 4 tiers is full.
Yeah, again, hope it never gets corrupted, because if it gets corrupted and you don't have backups on top of backups, it could be a heck of a time.
No, I mean physical filing cabinet.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, about to say like, I thought you thought like a digital filing cabinet. I'm like, okay,
No, I have a 4-tier physical filing cabinet, and 3 out of 4 of those drawers are slam full.
yeah, and that to me feels good. It feels tangible. Like I also like reading mangas in book form because I like the tangible feeling of them, and I can get to them anytime.
Who you talking to? I got a cedar chest full of books back here.
So
That's the whole. I mean,
so like I don't understand why Nintendo, and of course like they're according to the stocks, this is the first year that their sales has dropped because the game's been out since 2017, or the system. So
right.
So it's been out for a couple of years. Of course, eventually it's gonna drop in price, right? It's inevitable. It's gonna happen. So how do you get people to buy more? Make a new one, and you're calling this your new? Like, this to me does not feel like you said, this like, you can't really call this new. You just slight update. It doesn't feel new. Like, I don't want them to get rid of Nintendo Switch because I want a console that I actually could play for more than 5 years and I have to buy a brand new console to play the brand new games. I want like a PC thing. I build a PC, it will be good for me for 10 or more years. And even when it's, outdated, I can still play the newest games on it, and all I need is a slight upgrade that I can do myself. Just a slight, just a boop, graphics card, a little bit of RAM.
Yeah, but you don't understand, man. That doesn't make them money doing that way.
They're already making money from the video game sales, and if you make this console good, people will keep on, like, more people will buy it. But eventually, again,
all I want, you know what I want more than anything, is just complete, total cross-platform.
Oh yeah, and everything.
Everything. That's what I want. Not PC and Xbox, not PlayStation 4 and 5. Everybody plays with everybody.
Because they don't want their console systems to die, and I get that. They don't want the competitors to compete with them, because then they might see why the competitor is better than them at that time. But realistically, there's some people that will never choose Xbox over PlayStation. All you're doing is just you're cutting off your audience from playing the game longer or more. If you make the games good, they will come.
Period.
I'm such a kid. I'm such a kid. Anyways, so yeah, just make the games, and then like for Overwatch, right? Overwatch finally made cross-platform for their game. But if they would have done it a long time ago, it would have made more people keep on playing the game, because then they have more people to play with. And if you and then all you had to do was like, hey, I don't want to play my competitive games with console. Just click a box. I'm sorry, if you're on PC, I don't want to play with a PlayStation player, because your accuracy is not gonna be as good as mine. It's known facts. Unless they had a really good, what's the word for it? Aim assist. But they don't have a amazing aim assist in the game because they don't want to make it unfair. But at the same time, you could have had PlayStation play with Xbox. Could have had that. And the game wouldn't look dead, and people being like more interested. Dude, keep on playing
it. One thing I will differ with you on is, from the standpoint, is I don't believe that when it comes to aiming, that anybody is going to be better than anybody just because they're on a PC or a console.
Why is that? Because
I play on both, and I can shoot you dead just as easy on a PC in Destiny as I can my console.
Okay. Well, there was always like pros out there that, like, do that for. They always say they have a better time or a more accuracy rate of hitting with a mouse and keyboard than they do with a controller. But like things like Call of Duty nowadays have aim assists.
You know what that is, though? That's largely because that's what they grew up doing.
You think?
I grew up playing both.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have a preference to one or the other. I can do one just as good as I can do the other. Always have been. It's all about the people that have always played PC are always going to be better at PC.
Mm-hmm.
They've got that skill set. It's ingrained in them. People that's always played console is going to be better at console. That's what they've always played. But you take somebody that's played both of them, can play either one of them, it don't matter whether it's a controller in their hand or a mouse and a keyboard in front of them. They're going to drop you dead anyway.
Well, I would imagine some of them played, like when Call of Duty first came out, it was primarily an Xbox and PlayStation game when it first came out, and the competitive side was on that side. And then they switched over to PC because, well, it had that really high rate mouse that was like 180, 500 ISP, whatever that stands for. I forget what it stands for. But, you know, that's just my thoughts. Like, maybe they say that because like, they came from, like, a Call of Duty game would be the best example I could give, because I know when I was playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1, that was on Xbox, and I was really good at that game. But then the game started slowly going more toward the PC side of it, and it started getting on PC, and people started playing more on that one because it had a mouse and keyboard. People were saying, "Oh, you have better aim on that console or on that system than on Xbox." Though there's still people still play on Xbox, and there's still some pros out there that literally will play on that game specifically because it has the aim assist on the controller only, because like that's what they're comfortable with. Like that's what they know. Like there's streamers out there would only know that.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's anything can be upgraded to a point where it makes it easier. Doesn't matter which way you go. It's more about what you're used to.
Yeah.
And for me, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I'll play it on either one. I honestly think that any one person saying that one is better than the other as far as being able to play the game, I don't pay no attention to that. Now, can the performance of the machine handling the game differ? Yes, because I can always upgrade components inside of a tower that I can't upgrade in a console.
Yeah. Other than a hard drive.
I get that. But at the same time, components only get you so far.
Well, I've seen some controllers out there that have like these 15 other like not 15, but I'm exaggerating, like these like 4 or 5 other buttons behind the controller, and of course the controller has like 2 buttons on top and 4 controllers in the front, and they have like these special joysticks on them. I've seen some like souped out controllers before.
So here's an example. This mouse. Do you see it?
Oh yeah, I have one of those as well, but mine's cord.
This mouse. I can play just about any game online and save macros to each one of those buttons where all I have to do is click a button and a sequence of attacks will happen.
Mm-hmm.
Makes the game stupid easy. I can also go buy a controller that'll go to Xbox or PlayStation that has buttons that are macro and embedded too.
Mm-hmm.
All you got to do is do a little software editing, and now I can click a button on the controller and set off 4 or 5 attacks. Make it stupid easy.
You better be tech savvy to be able to pull a little bit of coding in on a controller.
I mean, either that or you just got to know the right person, and 99.9% of the time the code's already written and sitting out there. You just got to know where to go get it.
Oh yeah. But then again, if I was a pro, I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna pay someone else to do it for me because I don't got.
Yeah, I mean that's my point is that anything's possible. I find that it's relatively, to me, and this is my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Everybody has a right to their own, but I think the discriminacy between PC and console is stupid. Honestly. You're all playing games to have fun. Doesn't make a damn whether you prefer a console or a PC. It's not, you're playing the game to have fun. Who gives a shit if the guy next to you is on a PlayStation and you're on a PC? It doesn't matter.
I'd say that some people already feel at a disadvantage from one to another. Wow, I actually didn't know they would do that. Cause I'm playing with the light. Anyways.
Yeah, I don't buy into all that.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, this is just people's studies on it. So,
yeah, I get what you're saying, and I'm not saying that they're wrong and I'm right. I'm just saying my personal opinion is
fun comes
see
first.
what you boot up a game to play it. You're booting it up to play it to have fun.
Yeah.
Don't discriminate against the guy next to you because he has fun on a console and you have fun on a PC, or vice versa.
Like I say, the fun comes first.
Yeah.
All right, I can see that. I definitely would like to play play with people on Overwatch on different consoles a long time ago, because when the game was starting to die, it's kind of like World of Warcraft. When servers were starting to die, they would just shut down the server and move everybody from that server that was left on it to another server. Right? To keep the game look like it's still like going in big. Even at that point, it was the server was dying, the game was dying because, well, Warcraft wasn't doing anything to make the game better. But Overwatch, I think Overwatch still fun to this day. They just, some people were really toxic in the community, like everybody has that toxic community. And there was, longer queue times because people were, stop playing the game. So what they do to make the game feel fresh, move people into the queues from other consoles so I could play with them. So I had more people to play with. And I think Overwatch should have done that a long time ago. Just like I think Genshin Impact needs to go ahead and release the dang game on Nintendo Switch and on the Xbox. So I can play with those people. Because I know people out there waiting for the game to be on those consoles. Because, well, let's be honest here, Genshin Impact it needs to be on Nintendo Switch. It should have been on Nintendo Switch day one, in my opinion. Like, would you play the game on Nintendo Switch if you had it on there?
Probably. I probably would.
It feels like a Breath of the Wild game.
It does.
I don't want to pull up my phone and start playing it, even though you can play it on your phone. But like this should have been an aftermarket device to put the game on. Like, this is not the console to be putting Genshin Impact on. But it's for the Chinese audience. I get that. I know why they did it, but I'm just saying, this to me is dumb. Nintendo Switch should have been the premier game to be putting it on, and PC, because, well, I would want to play it on there too. I enjoy the game, free to play. Go try it if you want to. So are you going to, after this, going to go to your air gun and start testing it out, then start streaming?
So
or
the plan is I'm going to take a short break after this and go down and get a resin print started.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to come back, set everything up, and then I'm going to start with airbrush.
Okay. So at what point would you might switch over to play some Genshin Impact with me?
I don't know. I don't think it's going to take very long with the air gun, honestly, because it's only like 3 colors. It shouldn't take maybe an hour, hour and a half, maybe.
All right. Well, I had your stream pulled up. For anybody, again, that want to catch him, you should be live within the next 20 to 30 minutes, you say?
20, 30 minutes, yeah, something like that.
So if you want to catch his stream, we'll be painting his thing and just see how it turns out. Go to the links below his side of the screen. Go to his channel and just be in the channel waiting. I'll be in there as well. And hopefully not too long afterwards, I'll be going live as well. So if you want to catch me, my link's down below. We're going to call it here for the day. So thank you all for coming today. I do appreciate it. But as always, you want to catch the stream, it's at Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central American time. We do this every Wednesday for the most part. We might have to do some pre-recording, just throwing these ideas out here for a certain vacation that you might be going on. Just a thought.
No, we won't have to. The vacation that I've got coming up, will be down there 4 or 5 days before we even actually have a podcast. I can do it from the hotel room.
Okay, but say if we need to do like a pre-recording, that's fine.
No, we'll be fine. I'll take everything with me. I'll do it from the hotel room that Wednesday. That's not going to be a problem.
Okay, what about the other one? Because I know there's another one like 2 weeks after that.
those are Saturdays, so I'll be home here for those Wednesdays.
Okay, gotcha. But anytime we need to do some pre-recording, just let me know because I'm down for that.
No, I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be good.
All right, but yeah, Wednesday, 5 o'clock Central American time. My time, more like for his side, it's like 6 something or so.
6 o'clock.
So if you want to catch us live, be sure to be here on Twitch. It's on Twitch, on YouTube at Grippy B Gaming. Be sure to tell your friends, share, please share. Hit that like button, leave a comment down below. What's your thoughts on what's the best console? And as always, have a good day, have a good night, and have a good life. Much love, y'all. Bye,
Bye, guys.
Bye.